Secretly LGBTQ kings and queens of England, hidden histories from the throne. Behind the crown lies a secret. Uncover the untold stories of England, monarchs who defied societal norms and lived lives of love, passion and intrigue beyond the bounds of heteronormativity. 1. The masks of monarchy. Why history hid their truths. For centuries, the private lives of kings and queens were shrouded in secrecy, shaped by the rigid expectations of their time. In an era where royal marriages were political tools and public image was paramount, any deviation from traditional gender roles or sexual norms was often erased, ignored, or rewritten by historians. Yet whispers of same-sex relationships, queer identities, and unconventional partnerships have persisted through letters, court records, and coded language. From clandestine romances to lifelong bonds, these 6 English monarchs challenged societal conventions, sometimes openly, often discreetly. Their stories remind us that human emotions transcend labels, even within the gilded confines of royalty. 2. The queens and kings who defied expectations. 1. King Edward II, 1284–1327, the passionate king. Edward II is perhaps the most famous LGBTQ monarch in English history. His close relationship with Piers Gaveston, a nobleman described as his favorite, sparked scandal and jealousy among the court. While their bond was never explicitly labeled as romantic in contemporary accounts, chroniclers hinted at something deeper than friendship. Edward's refusal to conform to masculine ideals infuriated his wife, Isabella of France, and her lover, Roger Mortimer, who eventually overthrew him. Edward's tragic end, allegedly murdered via a red-hot poker, is steeped in homophobic legend, though its veracity remains debated. 2. Queen Anne, 1665–1714. Bonds beyond marriage. Queen Anne, known for her 17 pregnancies and only one surviving child, found solace in intense emotional connections with women. Her closest companion was Sarah Churchill, Duchess of Marlborough, with whom she shared a deeply affectionate relationship. When tensions arose between them, Anne turned to Abigail Masham, another lady-in-waiting, leading to accusations of favoritism and even rumors of physical intimacy. Historians debate whether these relationships were romantic, but they highlight how Anne navigated loneliness and loss through female companionship. 3. King James the 1566–1625. The favoritism debate. James VI of Scotland, who became James I of England, is infamous for his relationships with male favorites, particularly George Villiers, Duke of Buckingham. Letters exchanged between the two reveal tender expressions of love, with James referring to Villiers as his husband and sweet child. Critics dismissed these attachments as mere patronage, but modern interpretations suggest a more intimate dynamic. James's marriage to Anne of Denmark produced heirs, but his heart and loyalty seemed firmly tied to his male companions. 4. Queen Elizabeth Virams, 1533–1603, the Virgin Queen's choices. Elizabeth I famously refused to marry, earning the nickname the Virgin Queen. While scholars attribute this decision to political strategy, others speculate about her sexuality. Some argue she may have been asexual or aromantic, choosing independence over societal pressures. Alternatively, her close friendships with men like Robert Dudley suggest unfulfilled romantic longing. Regardless, Elizabeth redefined femininity and power, proving that a queen need not conform to traditional marital roles. 5. King Richard II, 1367–1400, a lover of beauty. Richard II was renowned for his patronage of the arts and his flamboyant style, which set him apart from other medieval kings. Rumors swirled about his relationships with male courtiers, including Robert de Vere, Earl of Oxford, whom he elevated to the unprecedented title of Duke of Ireland. Their bond drew outrage from nobles, fueling plots against Richard's rule. Whether their connection was platonic or romantic, Richard's embrace of beauty and sensuality marked him as an outlier in a hyper-masculine world. 6. King William III, 1650–1702, love across borders. William III, co-ruler with Mary II, maintained a strained marriage overshadowed by mutual disinterest. Instead, his deepest attachment appeared to be with Arnold van Keppel, a Dutch courtier who accompanied him to England. Van Keppel amassed wealth and titles under William's favor, prompting gossip about their relationship. Though no definitive proof exists, their closeness suggests a partnership rooted in more than politics. 3. Why these stories matter. The lives of these monarchs challenge the myth of a strictly heterosexual monarchy. They remind us that queerness has always existed, even in the highest echelons of power, and that love takes many forms. By reclaiming these narratives, we honor the complexity of human experience and acknowledge the courage it took to live authentically in oppressive times. Moreover, these stories resonate today as LGBTQ+ individuals continue fighting for visibility and acceptance. Just as these royals carved out spaces for themselves, so too do countless people navigate their identities amidst societal constraints. 4. Unveiling history's secrets. Uncovering the truth about these monarchs requires piecing together fragments of evidence, much of which has been distorted or destroyed over time. Letters, diaries, paintings, and artifacts provide glimpses into their inner worlds, though interpretation depends on context and bias. Modern scholarship seeks to balance respect for historical nuance with recognition of diverse identities. As attitudes toward gender and sexuality evolve, so does our understanding of the past. These 6 figures invite us to reconsider what we know and ask whose stories remain hidden beneath the weight of history. Conclusion: redefining royalty. The tales of England's secretly LGBTQ kings and queens reveal a timeless truth. Love cannot be confined by laws, customs, or crowns. From Edward II's defiance to Elizabeth I's independence, these monarchs remind us that authenticity matters, even when the stakes are highest.